How's it going, everybody? Combo here. If you probably read by the title, which I'm sure you did, today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual. Today we're going to be talking about the state of the game, of the finals, some of the concerning issues that I've been seeing, and of course solutions to those problems, because right, it's one thing to sit here and complain, but because I care deeply about this game and its community, I want to provide suggestions as to how Embark can improve on these. I want to make it very clear that this is not me hating on the game. I love this game. I don't know if you could tell, but I've posted quite a bit of content. At this point, I've actually done a guide on every single weapon in this game. So once again, I like the finals, but with things that you care about in life, you have to provide feedback and you have to be honest. Also, as a side note, this video is not scripted. So if I get a little rambly, once again, I'm going to try to be as direct and brief as I can here for the sake of time. But once again, not scripted. I do have a little, as you can hear right here, got a little notepad with 3 talking points on here that we're going to be talking about. Once again, the things I have on here I haven't seen anywhere else talked about, or English is hard, let me repeat that. The things I have on this notepad I haven't seen talked about anywhere else. Wow. So we're going to get right into these here, and I want to hear your guys' opinions in the comment section down below. If you didn't know this, I am a communications major in college right now, and one of the things we always talk about is collaborative voice. If we want our voice to be heard in this ocean of people screaming this, that, and the other, we have to all sound off the same if we want these issues to actually be fixed. So with that being said, like the video, share it, or just leave a comment and tell me what you think. Maybe I can echo your sentiment as well, and we can get some issues fixed. So the first thing that I have on my list here, one of the biggest issues, and I think this is the issue that I see not talked about enough, and it's probably one of the biggest issues we're not seeing the player base grow as much as it should be, is the marketing. The marketing of the finals, and I'm going to put this nicely, is abysmal. The last big announcement I saw for this game was at the Game Awards. And that's good. The fact that the finals was at the Game Awards, and it was actually nominated for something, I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, is wonderful. But, you know, once again, you're looking at the Game Awards. You have big names like The Witcher 4 coming out. People like the finals, but the people who are going to pay attention to that announcement aren't new players. The people who are going to pay attention to announcements like that are going to be people who already play the finals. They see season 4, they're already hyped up, maybe they tell their buddy about it, but once again, not a big deal. If you look at games like Marvel Rivals, one of the big kind of pop-out successes that's been happening in the gaming industry right now, if you go to their YouTube channel, they have so many trailers and Vidocs and all this kind of stuff to keep the community interactive, you know, with the game. Outside of people who play it, maybe this reaches new people. They all have like over 200,000 views. Once again, it's a bigger studio that's making that game. It's also more popular right now. The finals wasn't too different initially. However, the difference upon the release of the finals versus Marvel Rivals, and why I think you're seeing Marvel Rivals continue to have that longevity, is because one, of course, it appeals to a broader player base, right? It's an Overwatch clone. Not a clone, but you get what I'm saying. But also because they very much leaned into the marketing aspect of it. So many people who maybe hadn't heard of the game or played the game, I'm sure they saw some kind of advertising. The finals has a very unique theme. Once again, the overall sentiment of the game is very positive. People who play it always recommend it to people, but it also has to be the job of the company, right? Be honest with me. When was the last time you saw a true trailer advertisement for the finals? For me, it was the most recent season. I'm not counting the skin showcases online because those are not geared at garnering new players, which we'll talk about is one of the other big issues in this game. It is targeted at people who already play the game. Once again, the finals has some of the best cosmetics I've ever seen. We'll also talk about this later too. However, if we want to get new players and we want to see this game grow, the Embark marketing team really needs to spend some time, you know, getting more advertisements out there that are targeted at new players, because once again, everybody who's played this game for a significant amount of time will agree that it's addicting, and this game has a very strong cult following. So I promise Embark, if you take the time and, you know, invest just a little bit more money into the advertising of this game, I guarantee it will more than pay off. But until then, it's going to be more and more difficult to not only retain players, but to also get new players in. Which leads me to my next point. The new player experience in the finals is, to put it not so lightly, kind of abysmal. So the finals, as I'm sure we all know, now if you're watching this video, chances are you've probably played the game or currently play the game. The finals has a very, very steep learning curve. When the game first came out, right, it was a lot more broken. There was techniques that people could abuse, to put it frankly, to level the playing field, such as nukes and broken guns like the F-car, things like that that could level that playing field. Well, I'm all about a balanced game because I don't like getting killed by things that are stupid, but the finals has gotten pretty dang sweaty recently. And unfortunately, right, people that I've talked to that have played the game, I see online all the time, the new player experience in this game is a rough one. Like, you join this game and you kind of get your teeth kicked in for like the first 10 hours, which for most people, unless they're trying to be like a super sweat or they're playing with their friends, that's not fun at all. So what I'm suggesting here, right? New player experiences in games are always tough to manage because once again, you're looking at the new player experience and you're already dealing with a small player base because once again, let's be honest, the player base isn't growing at a very, strong rate right now. So if we want matches and connections to be clean, we have to put players in matches that are going to give them the best overall game experience. However, what this leads to is some pretty insane snowballing. New players will get matched with diamonds, new players will get matched with emeralds, new players will be with their friends, and because their friends have played the game for 20 hours, they're in lobbies with people who play this game all the time. And the reason this happens, if you were unaware, part of the way the matchmaking works in the finals, at least skill-based matchmaking, is it weights the overall skill of a team. And so what that means, right, is let's say, for example, I'm a new player, I joined up, I have like a 0.2 KD because I'm just kind of figuring it out. So let's say my overall skill rating is, we'll say 500. However, the average skill of the lobby, all of the teams are about 50, we'll say they're about 4,000, right? So what that means is on my team, I need that overall team score to add up to 4,000. So I might get a teammate that's 1,500 and another teammate that's 2,000. And what happens there is on the other team, you might get a match where there's a super sweaty guy who has a skill of 3,000 and then two other guys with 500. And it leads to these really disjointed matches where oftentimes low-level players get stomped on, high-level players are expected to carry, and mid-level players honestly kind of stomp in a lot of ways. But because they're not super high in the skill margin, eventually the same thing is going to happen to them as well. I know that sounds kind of rambly, but what I'm saying is we need some kind of protection, once again, maybe for the first 20, 30 matches for these new game players, even if the matchmaking is a little bit slower, they need a soft way to be introduced to the game, because as it stands right now, once again, things aren't too nice for those new players. So another thing about this game, and one of the aspects that I love about the finals, is that it's free to play. Now, of course, this does lead to cheaters, which I'm not going to talk about here. I think just about every game right now is struggling with cheating, so I can't really blame Embark for that problem. But what I am going to talk about, and one of the most egregious aspects of free to play, is of course the store. And this is another one of the biggest issues you see people talk about in the finals. We do have the Battle Pass, and we have the free Battle Pass, which is wonderful. But outside of the Battle Pass, World Tour, and Ranked, of course you have your sponsorship as well, the grind in this game is not very interesting. You also get rewards for leveling up, but this season especially was kind of jarring because they didn't even finish all of the rewards for leveling up. They couldn't even manage to put in a red shirt. Once again, the rewards you get for playing this game are not very special. Of course, the game does have community events, but all of the good stuff is locked behind the store. So you have these players who are investing a ton of time. Of course, Ranked is, fun, and people like playing Ranked, not only for the rewards, but for the experience and all the things that come with it. But at the end of the day, all you're getting is a copy-pasted, weapon skin that's been attached to basically all the weapons that Embark chooses. You know what I mean? All of the cool stuff is in the store, which I understand. Free-to-play game, Embark has to pay people, and this is one of the ways that they have to do it. But all I'm saying is we need a way for free-to-play players to make it feel like their time is being invested. The time that they invest into the game is more meaningful. The battle pass is cool. Every game has a battle pass. I like the sponsor system. It takes way too long. Leveling up is awesome, but the clothes and things you get look terrible. All the cool stuff is in the battle pass. All the cool stuff is in the store. And I want to make this very clear too. The cosmetics in the finals are the best, and I'm being straight up here. In any FPS I've ever seen, the cosmetics in the finals are the best, by a huge margin. Like, it's absolutely insane. But we need progression to be improved. Unfortunately with this one, unlike the other ones, I don't necessarily have a suggestion with this one, which is where you guys come in the comment section down below. What do you think? How could Embark improve the progression in the finals and make the matches feel more meaningful? Let me know down below. That basically wraps everything up that I had to say. Those are my 3 talking points. I really apologize if this video felt rambly. I tried to be as direct and on topic as I could, but once again, this is me just kind of putting how I feel out there and, getting some feedback, hearing what you guys think, but that's kind of all I have today. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, let me know what you think down below. This has been Combo. Stay home, stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out. Later.